Honeyberries are originally from Russia, Siberia, and kind of the northern area in Europe, and they also originate in Japan. They're a berry that is similar in shape to a blueberry, but a little bit more elongated. They've come to be known as the blueberry of the prairie. They're a very sweet berry that doesn't really have a flavor similar to any other berries out there, actually. The reason I picked honeyberries to start growing here in Nebraska is we're about as far south as they can grow in this climate. Once it gets warm in the summer, they tend to lose their leaves and not look so great, but they grow really, really well here in Nebraska. Our harvest time for honeyberries is about 2 weeks before strawberries. So we're about middle to late May normally for our honeyberry harvest. Honeyberries can grow in a wide range of soils, anywhere from a 5.5 pH all the way up into the 8s. They don't necessarily prefer an alkaline soil, but they'll grow rather well in alkaline soil. They don't have the same requirements that blueberries do, where you need a really acidic soil and to really take care of that acidity to be able to get a good harvest. With honeyberries, they just tend to have, they tend to really like a loamy clay soil that retains a little bit of water, but also has good drainage. Thus far, our Luss Hills and here in Nebraska have been perfect for them. Honeyberries are commercially harvestable after 5 years, so they're a little bit longer of a crop that takes a long time to get to full maturity. When planted the first year and including the second year, there's not very much of a harvestable amount of berries due to the berry plants putting most of their energy into root production. The honeyberries only need to be irrigated for the first year after being planted. After that, they're very drought resistant. Since they produce berries in the spring, normally we get enough rain to not have to irrigate before or during fruit set. So that's also a big plus for here in Nebraska. One of the main things that we're worried about with honeyberries is like a hailstorm, a heavy windstorm, or even a heavy rainstorm. They can knock the berries off the plants before we're able to harvest them. But with the different varieties that we're working on currently, the retention on the plants are a lot better than what they used to be. We'll be the largest honeyberry farm here in Nebraska at 5 acres. We'll have 8 acres planted after 3 years from now. We'll be, I believe, the second largest honeyberry farm in the U.S. Most producers right now are pretty small scale until we've been able to breed into higher, longer lasting, longer shelf life honeyberry. Efforts have been made in Arkansas at Berries Unlimited to grow honeyberries that have a shelf life of 5 to 7 days, and there's really promising cultivars coming from their research that should have some great honeyberries. Honeyberries are actually very deer resistant. I've had this plot of 75 honeyberries unprotected from deer for 2 years now, and I've only noticed a little bit of predation in the early spring when the berry plants are the first things to turn green. The deer tend to come over and take a taste, and they have a very bitter, not palatable leaf, and the deer tend to realize that, and they don't come back for any more. That's as far as I've seen. Our biggest problem is going to be the birds. As soon as the berries start to turn purple, they're just like grapes, and the birds show up like crazy and start eating everything that they can.